so that I can hear everybody. So let's go ahead and take a comfortable position, whatever that means for you. If you want to sit up on a prop, choose something that helps your spine stay erect. Go ahead and shrug your shoulders up by your ears, and then release them down and back. Let your hands fall wherever they do. And close the eyes. Take a deep, full inhale through your nose. Open your mouth, side out. A few more times like this. Deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Releasing tension, anxiety, worry. Just breathe it out, let it go. Eventually closing the mouth, breathing in and out through the nose. Start to even the breath out, trying to let your inhale and exhale be the same length, same depth. And let this calming of the breath start to calm the mind and still the body. Letting go of whatever's been going on around you before class or whatever awaits you after. Just allowing yourself to settle down into this space, this time. Bring the hands to a prayer at the chest. Let the thumbs touch your sternum and lift up, inviting the heart into the practice. And we'll start together with the sacred sound of Om 3 times. Take a deep, full inhale. Release your hands down, gently blink your eyes open. So last week, I started with the Iyengar series for anxiety. And we're gonna continue to do that today because last week the class got cut so short because we were on the free version, and now we're on the upgraded version. So we have a whole hour today, and we'll get to go through the whole series, hopefully. Hi, Nathan. All right, so we're gonna start out in Virasana. So come forward onto your hands and your knees. Let your knees touch if possible, but let your feet separate, only wide enough for you to sit down between them. You might need some props here. I'm sure you will. We're just starting out, so unless you're super limber and warmed up and you can get to the floor, put something underneath you so it's comfortable. You might want a block or 2 blocks or a bolster. I'm going to come up and see how you're all setting up here. And again, you can always unmute yourselves if you want to ask anything or if you feel uncomfortable in any way. And you want your toes to point straight back, knees together if possible. And you can take your hands under your knees and lift up a little, lift the skin up. You can take your thumbs into the inner heels and push them away a little bit. And then relax your hands however it's comfortable for you. I'll be here for a couple of minutes, so try to find some ease in the position. And sit up with a tall spine, allow the tailbone to reach down, the crown of the head to reach up. You can close your eyes or keep them open as you'd like. And again, start to focus on that even breath, flowing in and flowing out. So this series for anxiety works with the endocrine system. Works primarily with the adrenal glands and the thyroid. So both of these are related to releasing the hormones into the body through the circulatory system, get all of the messages out to the organs. Thyroid's for your metabolism. Adrenals is related to our fight or flight instinct. And both of them are intricately related into how the body feels and operates. So the thyroid is what makes the heart go faster, the breath quicken if we sense some sort of danger. So we might be in the mode right now where this is overstimulated for obvious reasons. So we're going to take the time to try to calm this down. You might see effects of either overstimulated or understimulated. You might have insomnia or irritability or have backache or headache or trembling. I know for myself, I noticed my eyelids were twitching the other day. So sometimes it can be very subtle, this tension in the body. Tension in the body and tension in the mind lead to weakened immune system. So we want to try to stay strong with this. Go ahead and focus still on deepening and lengthening the breath. And let's go ahead and start to do a 3-part breath together. So start with all of the breath out. Let the face, the shoulders, the belly stay relaxed. As you inhale, let the belly expand. Breathe up into the chest, let it expand, fill up to your collarbones. And then exhale from your collarbones down through the chest and the belly, drawing the navel toward the spine at the end of the exhale. Inhale, belly, chest, collarbones. Exhale, collarbones, chest, belly. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. And keep breathing like this on your own. If the count of 4 is too long, just make it shorter. Don't let your yoga practice add to your stress. Do what is within your ability, whether that's with your breath or your physical body. Whenever you notice, not just in your yoga class, but in your life, you start to notice the signs of anxiety. Maybe you get a little flutter in the heart or a little shortness of your breath. You can counteract that very simply. Just take a moment, take a couple of deep breaths, and it has a very profound calming effect on the nervous system. We're going to come out of this pose nice and slowly. So if your eyes are closed, you can gently blink them open. Move very slowly forward onto your hands and your knees. If you have sensitive knees, you can Kneel on a blanket. And then line your wrists up underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. And let's release the ankles from that pose. So go ahead and stretch your right leg out behind you and tuck your toes so that they're on the mat and press back through your heel. So you feel your calf muscle open, but you also feel the front of your ankle release from having been in the opposite position. And then go ahead, inhale, come forward to your tippy toes, stretching through the front of the ankle, and exhale, press back, feeling that calf muscle stretch. Do that a few more times, breathing through the nose, inhaling forward, exhaling back. When you finish your next round, come back to center. Start to lift that right leg up behind you. Keep the hips square, draw the navel toward the spine, and then start to creep your left fingertips forward. You can make a little teepee with the fingers. You can either stay here, or if you want to challenge your balance, lift that left arm up with the palm facing in, long through the neck, drawing the belly toward the spine. Reach through the left fingertips, the right heel, and breathe here. Inhale, lift a little higher. Exhale, replace that hand and that knee back down to switch sides. Stretch the left leg out behind you, tuck the toes, press back through the heel, and just hold there for a minute. Notice the sensations. And start to rock forward on your inhale, come to very tippy toes. And exhale, press back through the heel. So very subtle movement, but you really can feel some deep sensations here. So keep your awareness in your body and in your breath. After your next round, come back to neutral. Lift the left leg up behind you. Start to bring the right fingertips forward. And you decide if that hand stays down or if you lift it up. Really lift up. Try not to sink into that left arm. Long through the spine and the back. Notice if you're holding your breath all of a sudden. And let it flow. Inhale, lift a little higher. Exhale, that hand and that knee back down. Tuck the toes. Inhale your seat back to your heels. And then nice and slowly start to lift the knees and the hips up, pressing back to your downward facing dog. And take your time here. I'm going to come down, take a look at you guys. Go ahead and feel what's going on in your body. Make some small movements that feel natural to you. So maybe, yeah, I see Caroline's pedaling her feet out. That's great. Maybe you want to shake your head a little, yes or no. Maybe rise up to the balls of your feet and back down again. Start to become aware of where you might be holding tension in your body today. Are you clenching your jaw? Maybe give it a little wiggle. We carry a lot of tension in the face, so you can scrunch your face all up, stick your tongue out side to side, make your mouth big. And it really helps too to stick your tongue out and breathe out. Sometimes there's a little extra heat in the body. And then find some stillness in your downward facing dog. Reach both heels down and back. You press down into your hands. Spread the fingers wide, all the knuckles pressing down. Reach the sitting bones up high and let them separate so you feel a little inward rotation of the thighs. We're going to do a few exercises from downward facing dog to plank. If necessary, you can always bring your knees down to the floor as an option. All right, so let's go ahead and inhale, rise up to the balls of the feet, and then round your back forward and come onto your tippy toes again. So your shoulders might come past your wrists, and then reach back through the heels and feel the shoulders align over the wrists. Draw the navel toward the spine, lengthen through the crown of the head. A couple of more breaths here. Notice if holding the pose starts to create a little tension physically or mentally or emotionally. Try to let that go, focus on the breath. And on your next exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Inhale up to the balls of your feet. Round yourself forward into plank. Reach back through your heels. This time, bring your knees down to the mat. Bend your elbows straight back and bring the whole front of your body down. Point your feet, curl the shoulders back so you're in a low cobra and breathe here. You want to feel like your hands are pulling back on your mat so the heart is moving forward. And find that gentle curve between your neck and your spine so you're not crunching in the back of the neck or crunching down at the throat. Breathe here. Press into the tops of your feet so the kneecaps might lift off the floor. And inhale a little bit higher. Exhale, tuck the toes. Move through bent knees. Back to downward facing dog. And take your time, nice and slowly. Walk the feet forward between the hands. Feel all the parts of your foot as they touch the floor. And when you get towards the front of your mat, keep your feet about hip-width apart. Hold on to opposite elbows. Give your head a little wiggle so you're not holding tension in the neck. And then rock a little side to side, bending one knee and then the other. Come back to center, keep the knees soft, and pulse the crown of your head towards the floor. You're gonna feel like your spine is like a rubber band elongating. Maybe you feel a little stretch in the hamstrings. Release the arms down, soften the knees, keep the chin tucked in and nice and slowly as you can, roll up to stand. Feel all the tension rolling right off your shoulders into the earth beneath. When you get up to the top, you can separate your feet as wide as your mat and give a little shake side to side. Slow it down, come back to center, shake your wrists, shake your ankles, let it go. Shake it off. Okay. So I've kind of changed the format a little from really vinyasa flow because there was too much delay in the movement. So we're gonna do more static poses with just a little bit of flow to connect them. So we're gonna start out in Tadasana. I'm gonna move back so that you can see my arms, so I really can't see you from here. And go ahead and you can either have your feet together or hip width apart, whatever feels best for you. You might wanna have a couple of blocks near you or boxes or whatever you have around, pillows. And if you don't have any props, don't worry about it. We can make up variations for that. So go ahead and plant your feet on the floor. You want to feel all four corners of your feet under your big toe mound, your pinky toe mound, on either side of the heel. Imagine you have roots growing down from those 4 points, going deep into the core of the earth. From that core, from that steadiness, you're going to lift the energy up through your feet into the ankles, the calves and the shins. Lift the kneecaps up. That brings the energy up into the quadriceps, the hamstrings. Allow the tailbone to reach down, so you're squaring the pelvis. This brings the energy up into the pelvis. Allow the front lower ribs to soften, so you're squaring the rib cage over the hips. This lets the energy move freely up into the rib cage. And then without sticking the chest out, shrug your shoulders up by your ears. Bring the tips of the shoulder blades together behind you. Relax the shoulders down and reach the fingertips towards the earth. So it's like you're giving the energy back, cycle of energy. Lift up through the back of the neck, back of the skull, all the way up through the crown of the head. You want to feel the energy moving down and up at the same time. Tadasana, mountain pose. Take a deep full inhale through your nose. Exhale, side out through your mouth. Twice more like that. And closing the mouth. As you inhale, raise your arms out and up overhead. You're going to clasp your right wrist with your left hand. As you inhale, reach up through the right side of your body. So you're going to be going opposite from me. And as you exhale, lean to the left side. So the hips stay lined up over the feet. And just the upper torso is leaning to the left. See if you can breathe in between all the ribs, right and left, front and back. Inhale back up to the center, press the palms together, and exhale, switch sides. Clasp your left wrist with your right hand. Inhale, lengthen tall first, and then exhale, lean to the right side. So your chin is tucked in a little, your ears are right between your arms. Expanding the rib cage, feel it growing bigger, breathing deeper. Inhale back up to the center, pressing the palms together, and exhale the prayer down to the heart. Release the arms by the sides. Close the eyes, take a deep full inhale. Open your mouth, exhale, side out. Good. Go ahead and open the eyes. We're going to do a little flow between Tadasana and Uttanasana, forward bend. So let's start out with blocks in front of you, or if you have an ottoman, a chair you can put here. And if not, you can bring your hands to your thighs or your shins when we get down there. Just don't press on your knees. So find your Tadasana like we just did. Nice strong mountain pose. Feel the feet reaching down. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Press the palms. And as you exhale, swan dive forward very slowly. The arms come out to the sides. The back stays straight. Thighs slightly rolling in. And bring your hands down to your blocks or whatever it is right beneath your shoulders. Or you can use your thighs, your shins. And breathe here. Reach through the sitting bones and the crown of the head. And find your length in this square position. Let's come out of the position the same way we came in. So press down into your feet, reach the arms out. Inhale, come up with a flat back, press the palms overhead. And as we exhale, we're gonna swan dive forward again like we just did. Nice and slowly reaching through the sitting bones. This time we're gonna bring the hands to the outsides of the feet. So you might need blocks. Again, you can always bring your hands to your shins or your thighs, wherever you are is perfect. And go ahead, inhale again, lengthen like we just were, and then as you exhale, slowly start to fold forward. And however far you come is perfectly fine. Maybe you're up against the wall with your hands pressed in, maybe you're folded all the way into your legs. It doesn't matter, it's all the pose, it's your pose. So breathe there, deep inhaling, deep exhaling. I'm gonna take a look, see how you guys are doing. Nice, good. Notice what your breath is doing. See if you can breathe up the backs of your legs and let the breath spill over your buttocks and then down the spine in the opposite way. So dripping off the back of the neck, the back of the skull, releasing into the earth. Feel the circular motion of the breath. And to come out of it, inhale up through your flat back, the arms come out and up overhead, press the palms overhead, and exhale, prayer to the heart, releasing the arms. Let's go ahead and move into Trikonasana, triangle pose. So you might want to have a block on either side of you so it's easily available. And you're gonna go ahead and separate your feet about one of your own leg widths apart. And start with parallel feet. And then lift your right toes up and turn them 90 degrees to the right. And turn your left foot in about 45 degrees. And then square off towards the front. Right, you can press your hips down with your hands, tuck the tailbone in, and then reach the arms up out to the sides. Draw the tips of the shoulder blades together. So lots of opposition, pulling in, but reaching out. And then nice and slowly, inhale, reach the torso to the right, but tuck your hips back to the left. So find your length first. And then when you found that length, all you need to do is bring that hand down. So it either comes to your shin, or your thigh, or your ottoman, or your dog, or your block. You want your wrist, your elbow, and your shoulder to line up. And then the left arm comes up as an extension of the right. And then notice where your neck is. Is your head thrown back? Is it tucked in? And try to find the length. Right? The line between the spine and the neck. And then if it's not too much, you can rotate the neck on that axis and look up at your left thumbnail. But lift the kneecaps up so that legs stay super active. Good. Breathe here. Find the stretch. One more deep inhale, and all we're going to do is bring the left arm over the ear and then absorb the shoulder blade down the back. Good. Just a little different stretch here. Keep the lower body steady and strong. So this is really an all levels class. So if you're feeling like you need a little bit more, you can always raise that bottom arm up parallel to the top arm if you want to deepen your breath, get the blood flowing a little more. And then we're gonna press down in the feet to come out of it. I'm gonna inhale to rise, and then exhale. You can release your arms for a moment and swivel your feet in the opposite direction to the left. Have your block ready in case you need it. Reach your arms up parallel to the earth. Well, actually, let's start with the hands on the hips. I see mine aren't squared already. So square the hips off, tuck the tailbone under, align the rib cage over the hips. Reach the arms up, tuck the shoulder blades back like wings, and then reach out to the left, hips to the right. Find as much length as you can, and then with as little effort as possible, release that bottom hand down. Find your steadiness, and then reach up out of it. So you reach in all directions, down through the feet, up through the fingertips, out through the crown of the head. One more deep inhale. Exhale that right arm overhead. So the upper arm rotates in, and then absorb the shoulder blade down the back. So see if you can absorb in, but reach out through the fingertips at the same time. And press down into the feet. Inhale to rise. Exhale, release the arms. Turn the feet back to parallel, and either jump or step your feet back together. Good. So we're going to move through a little sequence. I think I'm a little too close to you guys. We're going to move through a little sequence that leads to Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. So you might want your block ready near you. We're going to move through warrior two and then side angle to get into it. So step your feet a little bit wider than you did for your triangle pose. And rotate your feet the same way. Right toes out 90 degrees, left toes in 45. And we square the hips in the same way as we did for triangle. Ground yourself down by pressing the hips down. And then bend that front knee until it comes over your ankle. Right? If it's rolling, you don't want it to roll in or roll out. So try to get it to come right over the ankle, and adjust that bottom foot as you need to. So if your knee is coming way beyond, then you might need to creep your toes forward. And if your knee is nowhere near, you might need to creep your toes back. So make the adjustment as you need to. Bring the arms up, same thing. Tuck the shoulder blades together, and then keep the whole body facing forward, but turn your head only to look over your right fingertips. Look out into infinity. Breathe here. And from here, we're going to move into side angle. So many versions. You can start to reach forward like we did with Trikonasana. You can rest your forearm on the thigh. You can bring your hand to the inside of your front foot or the outside. You can use a block on any height you need. If you're putting your hand on the inside, then reach your left arm straight up like we did in Trikonasana. If your forearm is on your thigh or your block is on the outside, then reach that left arm up and over, rotate it in, and absorb the shoulder blade down back. Tuck the chin in so you're long through the back of the neck, and breathe. One more inhale, find your length. Exhale, your left hand down to your left hip. If you have your hand on the inside, we're going to bring it to the outside. And if you have a block, use it. Otherwise, you're going to come to your fingertips. And we're going to start, so your block or your fingertips are going to be about a foot to the front and the right of your front foot. And we're gonna start to hop that back foot in slowly. And eventually, maybe we lift the back leg up. And you can use a wall if you're near a wall as well. Put your right hand on the wall. We're gonna use the left hand to open the left hip up. So we're trying to get the whole front of the body open to the front. Flex your back foot, reach through that heel. And then when I look down, I see I need to adjust my block because I want, just like triangle, I want my wrist, my elbow, and my shoulder to be lined up. And then I'm gonna extend the left arm up. Breathe there. Wherever you are is fine. Yeah, so go ahead, try to use the wall if you need to. Notice, it's a difficult pose. Notice what your mind starts to do. Does it make you anxious? Use this opportunity to practice. Slowing the breath down, focusing on the sensations in the body and not in the mind. The I can't, or oh no, or when are we going to come out of it? Let it go. Focus on the breath. One more deep inhale. Exhale that back foot down. And we're going to come back up through our warrior two. Straighten the right leg. Release the arms. Good job. Go ahead and rotate your feet in the opposite direction. Square the hips towards the front. And really ground yourself down, just like Tadasana. You reach the arms, or let's bend the knee first. Go ahead and bend that left knee and make sure you get it aligned over your ankle. Adjust your foot as necessary. And reach the arms out, plug the shoulder blades back. Breathe here. And then moving into our side angle, reach out to the side, to the left, and either bring that forearm down or use the same variation you did on the other side. And take your time getting into it. Feel all the little movements it takes to get you into the position. One more inhale. Exhale that right hand down to your right hip. And start to bring the left hand forward, either with your block or on your fingertips or against the wall. And then maybe you can just pop that back leg right into position. That's fine. Go ahead. Or hop the back foot in. Maybe that back foot stays down. Maybe you can't lift it up. That's fine. And the right arm reaches up. Breathe wherever you are. One more deep inhale. Exhale that right leg back into the original position. Come back up to your warrior two. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, release the arms. Parallel your feet and jump them back together. Bring the hands to a prayer at the heart. Close your eyes. Take a deep full inhale. Open your mouth, sigh it out. Do that a few more times. See if you can feel your blood pumping. Right? So the blood circulatory system is what transmits all of these hormones released by the adrenal glands and the thyroid to regulate the body, to feel it pulsing through your blood. Go ahead and open the eyes. And then step the feet wide again. You might have to adjust once you get up. We're going to come into this wide-legged forward fold. So let's start like we did in our forward fold. So let's start with a flat back. You can put blocks in front of you if you'd like, or If you have a chair or something, press the hips down. Inhale, reach the chest up, and exhale, come forward with a flat spine, and then bring your hands down. So just like triangle and Ardha Chandrasana, wrists, elbows, shoulders, draw the navel toward the spine, let the thighs rotate in slightly, and reach through the crown of the head. Let's take us into a twist. So you can bring your block down into the center, bring the left hand right under your face, and then inhale, reach the right arm up. See if you can keep the lower body in exactly the same position. And just turn it into a twist with the torso. If you want to take it deeper, you can wrap that right arm around behind you. See if you can find the inner left thigh, looking over the right shoulder. Inhale the right arm up if you had it wrapped. Exhale the right hand down where the left hand is and take it to the other side. Reach the left arm up, long through the spine, and take the bind if you did on the other side. Inhale the left arm up if it was bound. Exhale both hands back down right underneath the shoulders. And then bring the hands to the hips, press down, and inhale to rise. Let's do it one more time with the hands interlocked behind the back. So see if when you have your hands interlocked, you can get your palms pressed all the way together. And then inhale, reach the chest high. And as you exhale, slowly come forward. Reach through the sitting bones. Let the thighs rotate in. And come as far forward as you can. See if you can get the crown of the head moving toward the line between your feet. And the fist as far forward as you can. You might want to wiggle your shoulders a little side to side. Give your head a very gentle shake. And notice where your breath is. And press down into the feet, strong legs. Inhale to rise. And exhale, release. Okay, jump or step your feet back together. Give it a little shake. Okay, and go ahead and face the front of your mat if you have changed. Keep your feet hip width apart. Press your hips down. Inhale, reach the chest high. And exhale, fold forward. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Bring your hands down, one knee down, and then the other. I'm gonna come and stand up on the knees. So again, you can kneel on a blanket if you have sensitive knees. Tuck the toes behind you. Press the tailbone down with your thumbs. Open up the chest. Inhale, lift through the heart. And you can either stay here or start to arch back from the top of your back, not the bottom. Keep the tailbone moving down. Maybe you can reach back and hold the ankles. You can keep your chin tucked in and you're compressing your thigh right here, or you can let your head open up, the throat open, opening the thigh right. Either way, you're stimulating that gland, bringing it into balance. And if your hands are on your ankles, press your hips down. Inhale back up. And we're going to come back into Virasana like we did in the beginning of class. So come forward, knees together. Point your feet and sit down between them. Maybe you can sit on a lower prop this time, maybe not. And take a few moments, let yourself ease into the pose. You can close your eyes, find your long, deep breath. Notice where your mind is. Is it in your body, in your breath? Is it running away with things you need to do or things you're worried about? And keep bringing your awareness back into the breath, back into the body. Notice any sensations now that your blood is maybe pumping a little faster. Notice, how does your chest feel? Is there any tightness or fluttering or tension? The neck, face. If you would like to take this into a reclined position, you can start to come back on your elbows. If you're sitting on something, you're not going to want to go past here. But if you're not and you want to lie all the way down onto your back, or if you have a long bolster behind you, you can let the back and spine release onto the bolster. You just want to make sure that your head is supported in whatever position you're in. See if you can relax the legs. They might start to shake or tense. See if you can use your mind and your breath to let those muscles release and relax. And use your hands or your elbows to help you come out of the pose, nice and slowly. Come forward onto your hands and your knees again, move your props out of the way. And again, stretch your right leg out behind you like the beginning of class, press back through the heel. And release that knee back down, switch sides. And then bring that knee back down. Go ahead and sit back on your heels for a moment. So we have a pose of each month, and the pose for this month is Setu Bandha Sarangasana, which is a supported bridge pose. So if you already know what this is and you have your own way you like to do it, then feel free to do that. There's many different ways to get into this. Or if you prefer to do a full wheel, you can as well. But let's try that supported version. So if you have a bolster and blocks or anything that you can use that are like this, what we want is for the shoulders to drape over the edge. So the shoulder blades are on the floor and the back of the head is on the floor. And then if you have blocks or a blanket or another bolster, you can put your feet on there so that the front of the body is releasing. Go ahead and make yourself comfortable. I'm going to get up and see if you need any help. Good, so everybody's found their own version of the pose, which is perfect. You want to feel what's going on in your own body. Nathan's can help Corinne. Bring your awareness to the center of the chest, this deep opening. And keep the breath smooth and even. Notice if it's not, or if you're having difficulty keeping the breath even and deep. We also have a theme of the month in addition to a pose of the month. So the theme for April has been Satya, or truth. And I was thinking about this in terms of the nervous system, which we're working on today. So I think maybe with the current situation, we've come to see that we are all intricately interconnected, as if we are all a single organism. So it's very analogous to how the nervous system works, right? There's different parts to it. There's glands, there's a circulatory system, there's hormones, synapses, right? So each of us plays a different part in this, maybe even communities, governments represent some of these things. Maybe all human beings are like a cell of blood, right? So everything is a single system that works together and that is reactive internally as well. Right? So something fires here and something else happens there, but it's also a system that's able to regulate itself. Right? When we focus, when we become calm, we're able to reduce the tension in the physical body, in our surroundings, with each other. If we're this interconnected, then by you calming yourself, you're helping to calm the whole system. So come out of this pose slowly, and if you can, with a straight spine. So if you can just pull like into yourself or slide back off of your props straight back, or if you can prop yourself up with your hands and your elbows to come forward. And if you need to roll to one side, that's fine too. And take your time, and once you come back up, let's take a little inversion. This is very helpful for calming the system down. So you can take your mat to the wall and lie with your legs up the wall, or if you don't have an easy wall around you, you can come to your back, and whether or not you have props, you can simply just raise your legs up and hold here. If you have a prop, a blanket, or a block, you can place it under the base of the sacrum and reach the legs up like this. Whatever makes you feel comfortable. Let's come and take a look, see how you're doing. Once you find your position, Find a little movement at first. Maybe you want to shake your legs or rotate your ankles or point or flex your feet. So those legs support us all day. Let's give them a little break, a little love. And when you feel like you've shaken off as much as you can, go ahead and find your stillness. And keep the legs as relaxed as you can. Much of the yoga practice is about us simply letting the body heal itself. So we don't need to do anything. Just hold the pose, breathe. Notice as we start to slow down, if the mind begins to wander, see if you can keep it in the body and in the breath for just these next few minutes. We learn through our yoga practice that we are able to control certain things, many things. And we can simply refocus our attention or choose to try to remain calm or to do the things that bring us calm. Nice and slowly, excuse me, start to come out of your position. If your legs are up the wall, you can bend your knees and roll to one side. If you're in the middle of the floor, just bend your knees and you can press your feet down and lift your hips up if you're on a prop to take it out. And then everybody come onto your mat, draw the knees into your chest, give yourself a nice hug. So lying on your back. Make any last adjustments you feel like you might need before we come into final relaxation. So really tune into your body. Do you need a twist? Happy baby, child's pose? Or maybe you are calm and complete and ready to come into your final relaxation. Once you are ready, go ahead and find the most comfortable reclined position you can. So if you like a prop under the backs of your knees, that helps relieve any tension in the lower back. Tuck your chin in a little so you're long through the back of the neck. And if you need a pillow or something under your head to help hold that position, go ahead. If you're feeling chilly, you might want to cover up with a blanket or put your socks back on. Really take the time to make sure you are comfortable, as relaxed as possible. And close the eyes if you haven't. Take a deep, full breath in. Open your mouth, sigh it out. Do that a few more times. Letting go of any tension you called up from your depths through the practice, like a sponge, you're drawing it all up, squeezing it out. Let it go. Eventually closing the mouth, breathing in and out through the nose. Let your breath come back to its natural rhythm. Let go of the effort. Allow your body to be still and receptive, and all of the healing will find where it needs to go. You don't need to do anything. Back of the body is heavy, sinking into the earth beneath you. The front of the body is soft, melting into the back of the body. Feet, legs, torso, arms and head, all relaxed. Bones, muscles, internal organs, relaxed. And the blood is flowing freely, smoothly. And supplying all your organs with everything they need. And reaching all the way out to your fingertips and your toes. And pulsing with the gentle vibration you just created through your own practice. Slowly begin to deepen your breath. Feel the breath move all the way out to your fingers and your toes. Rock the head gently from side to side. Reach the arms overhead, draw the legs together and take a long stretch. Bending your knees, roll over to your right side and rest a moment there. Use your hands to help support your weight as you come back up to a seated position. Once you've arrived, sit with a tall spine. Close the eyes. Take a few moments to feel the perhaps more ease in the body and mind than before in the practice. And let us share this sense of ease with others around us, people you know, people you don't know. Just sending the energy out. Bringing the hands to a prayer at the heart. And let the thumbs connect to the sternum so you can feel the vibration coming from you as we chant Om 3 times to close. Take a deep full inhale. The light in me honors the light in each of you. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you all so much for practicing. You are all off mute